Let's say you really want to hire a general manager to run your company. It would allow you to get out of the day-to-day operations and focus on other priorities. This is how you would use the control panel to help you make that decision. Before we run the scenario with the general manager, we first want to create a baseline for how you would expect your company to perform without the general manager. Last year in 2014, you can see that you generated about $600,000 in sales. You've been growing at 30 to 50% over the last several years, so you're going to forecast a 25% increase this year, which will put you about $750,000. You're comfortable with a 25% growth because you know you can do that with your existing staff and your production capabilities. So we're going to go straight to your budget and see that that $750,000 has automatically been imported into your budget. And we're going to scroll down and see a very healthy 10% profit of $75,000 on your bottom line. Even though you can see a couple months of losses, you'll have a very healthy year-end profit. But let's go take a look at what your cash flow will look like. If all goes as planned and you hit your numbers, you'll have a $77,000 cash balance at year-end. Not bad. So now we know the baseline. Let's go back to the beginning and let's look at how you expect your company to perform with a general manager. In your preliminary negotiations, he wants a $60,000 salary and a $5,000 year-end bonus if he hits his objectives. He thinks he can get your company to grow at 50% instead of 25%. That'll put you at $900,000 for the year. He is also confident that he can keep you at a 10% year-end profit, which would increase your profit to $90,000 instead of $75,000. Sounds good. But you also know that you're going to have to add additional production capabilities and staff in order to accommodate that additional growth. Let's now go to your labor plan and see what that would look like. You think that you're going to have to add at least 2 more employees to make that happen. So that is certainly a quick input. We scroll down to your fixed labor portion, and this is where we add your general manager. We'll put him in right here as a $60,000 salaried employee. Then we scroll over to your budget and look at what additional changes would have to be budgeted in order for you to accommodate that additional revenue. Your direct costs are either a percentage of revenues, which means they move every time your revenue moves, or they come in from your labor plan, which is what we just increased on the previous tab. As we scroll down to your fixed costs, we can see a series of expenses that will be impacted by this increased revenue. Your credit card processing fees, as you can see, are already a percentage of revenue, so they will increase automatically when your revenue increases. You're also going to have to buy another production truck for about $35,000, so your depreciation expense will go up as well. Let's add about $100. Also, your business insurance might go up because of the additional volume that you'll be doing, so let's increase that by $200. Phones. The general manager is going to get a cell phone that the company will pay for, so let's add $100 to that. We can expect your general manager to want you to increase your marketing budget to help him hit his revenues. So let's just plan on doubling that. He has also negotiated an auto allowance of $450 a month. Your insurance agent tells you your auto insurance will go up by about $150 with the new production truck. So we'll put that at $800. All of these labor-related expenses are automatically populated and imported from the labor plan. We don't have any interest expense yet, but there will be because we know we're buying another $35,000 production vehicle. Let's go over and take a look at how we do that. Going over to your balance sheet tab, we scroll down and click on this link right here. This takes us to a web page that looks like this. I have already populated the page for us. We're going to spend $35,000 on a truck. We're going to put $5,000 down. We're going to borrow the money for 5 years, and we're going to pay a 7% interest. We click on this to get a payment schedule and hit compute. We simply take this information and we paste it into our balance sheet tab. Since we know we're going to buy the vehicle around mid-year, let's say May, we only have about 7 months that we have to account for. We copy the principal portion and we paste it in starting in June. Then we take a look at the monthly interest we're also going to be paying because this becomes an operating expense. On average, we will pay $168 a month for the 7 months that we're going to have the loan this year. We go back to the budget and simply input the interest, $168. But how does all this new expense impact your cash flow? Let's go over to the cash flow tab and we can see that our year-end cash flow is no longer $77,000. We're now projecting it to be $44,000, over $30,000 less than we planned without the general manager. Does this mean hiring the general manager is no longer a good idea? Consider these two reasons why it still might be a good idea. You are no longer required in the day-to-day operations. And second, we have only looked at year 1. Your control panel gives you the ability to look out 2 years. But let's say that you have a few other challenges that the general manager might be able to help you with to help earn his $5,000 bonus, since he has not earned it just yet. Let's go back to the Budget tab and plug in his $5,000 bonus in December. One of the areas that you're concerned about is you don't feel that you've run your production crews quite as tightly as you think they could have been managed. Let's say that you both agree that you could do $900,000 in sales with only 1 new employee this year instead of 2. Let's remove that 11th employee. Let's go back to the Budget tab and see if eliminating that 1 employee would help your general manager achieve his bonus. It certainly did. Even after adding his bonus, your company year-end profit is at 10.3%. But you had another idea as well. Let's say that your receivables reflected back on your balance sheet have been turning over on average in about 40 days. Let's say you want him to incorporate a process that get your receivables to turn over in 30 days instead. Now let's go back to your cash flow forecast and see what your new year-end cash flow will look like now. $91,000. You have now found a way to get out of the day-to-day operations, hire a much-needed general manager, have him run the tightest ship possible, increase your profitability, and increase your year-end cash flow by $15,000 more than it would have been if you had been running the company. Would you like to learn more about running your company with a control panel? Contact us at info@theeffectiveleader.com.